saw the film in costume. I went all the way to El Capitan Theatre in Hollywood, and it wasn't a bad movie. It was actually pretty good. I mean, it was well worth traversing the flooded Los Angeles area to go see that film. I really enjoyed it. You can tell from like the bags under my eyes that it was a lot to get there, but when I did, it was amazing. It, oh, you're now noticing. Hi, Aviation. So I thought instead of my usual podcast, I just saw the Marvel's Captain America Brave New World. I thought, what if I do a spoiler-free review of the film? And I'm just gonna go out and say it's amazing. I like this new direction that Disney and Marvel are taking, where it's a bit more adult, it's a bit more complex. I love when Marvel goes deep. I love it. Because sometimes they do films and it's just, is it really just supposed to be a comedy? Because, I mean, I haven't really come across a movie that was 100% devoid of a message, but there are some Marvel movies that are a bit deeper than ever, and that's certainly the Captain American series. Every single Captain America has huge implications for what's going on in the world, and I love that. Like, this was, it gave you everything. The action sequences in this are so good. I mean, Anthony Mackie and his sidekick, so good. So good. And there's a running joke, it's not really a spoiler, but there's a running joke throughout the entire film of, damn, this is so hard. I wish I took the super serum. And it's just, really, dude? You're gonna say that now? You just took out, like, how many fucking guys? Like, you flip through the air, you do this, you do that. I like that they included that because it's a dumb gag. It's a stupid gag, but it's a gag that makes you think, because everyone who wants to get into fitness, they want to do the creatine, they want to do testosterone, they want to do steroids, they want to do everything. But when you see someone like Anthony Mackie fight the way he does, when you see his partner in this fight the way he does, and then Saybrook, who's not calling herself Sabra, whatever. That's not a spoiler. That's just not a spoiler. That's just Marvel history. Like, I don't know why we couldn't just say that. And look, the movie's out now, so I mean, if you didn't see it already, I'm trying my best not to spoil things for people, but if you know what that means, then you know what that means. If you don't know what that means, then I didn't say anything that you didn't know already. Oh, hello, Udovic. Hello, Carissa. Hi, CT. Yeah, I know. I shave my beard to play the role of person who walks into a movie theater. It was well received. I did get quite a few people who go, that's Miles Morales there. And I say, yeah, it's me. JJ, welcome to the chat. Hello, everyone. Yeah, we should talk about this film, Captain America Brave New World, because the cast is just phenomenal. The storyline is amazing. And once again, in a Captain America movie, without getting into it, they talk about these real world issues of things that we have to think about. I mean, I'm not exactly going to tell you what, but it made me think on my side of how we use social media. Now, when I use social media, I'm on Reddit, I'm on X, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram on occasion. And I scroll through, and then every once in a while, an ad comes up, or maybe like a targeted post comes up, and I file it away, in the back of my head. I don't really think of it that deeply, but it has an effect. It has an imprint on my brain. It had my eyeballs for 2 seconds, and that's 2 seconds too many. So through movie magic, that conversation is had in a way that makes people, at least I hope, start to think about how they use social media. I mean, these are conversations you should be having with your children. These are conversations you should be having in school. But instead, you get that in a movie with really good fight scenes. And I'll just say it, Harrison Ford was super, super amazing in this. He's a phenomenal actor. I really do wonder how they did it's not a spoiler if I say Red Hulk. So how exactly did they do the Red Hulk scenes? Because I want to know, is he in the booth emoting, or did they just say, okay, we kind of know what your face looks like, so let's just take your face and then slap it on this CGI. I need to see it behind the scenes of his Red Hulk, because that Red Hulk sequence, without spoiling anything, is one of the best sequences they have done in Marvel for some time. Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford. Like, Harrison Ford has always been like one of my favorite actors. My father and I would watch Indiana Jones marathons when they would come on. It'd be on TBS or something like that. And every time there was like a holiday, they would do Indiana Jones 1, 2, and 3 in a row, and I would watch it. And it was just a tradition. And I think that he's a good fit. And I don't know if he's going to continue in the Marvel universe. I mean, if he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But if he does, I want that so badly. I want Harrison Ford to have a long contract with Marvel now. That's all I want. After seeing what I have seen in this movie, Captain America: Brave New World, I want to see Harrison Ford in the next Captain America. I want to see everything. I want to see everything he has to offer, because he is an interesting character. And without spoiling too much, I mean, I'm just saying, a Red Hulk president. What does that mean? Yeah, I know that. I know that, CT. I mean, I'm feeling that myself, because I've had some injuries after the Latino hate crime against transgender people that I suffered, but I can't imagine, just living a full life like Harrison Ford has, with all of his action credits, and then, being told at his current time, yeah, we need you to go into Marvel. Thank you for that, Disney and Star Wars contract. Yeah, just go into Marvel and do these really physical scenes, because those are physical scenes that they make him do. Well, they said the same thing of Jodie Foster. Jodie Foster said, all right, that's it. You give me some lifetime achievement award. I'm going to come out as a lesbian, and I'm going to say I'm done with the film industry. And then she does Night Detective right after that. So I never, take any stock in when people say that their careers are done. They usually, it's just like a farewell share tour, or the Rolling Stones, or I don't know, Kiss or something like that. If the fans ask for it enough times, Elton John did a farewell tour, and I'm pretty sure that if my cover reached him, if he just heard how I sing, he would come out of retirement just for one, two, three, four concerts. Oh, no, 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 no. I know that all of them have stunt doubles. Like, if you read the credits, it's like they had stunt doubles, doctors, medics on staff. I mean, I can't imagine with all the sequences that they did, it was in any way easy to do, but it looks so good. Like, this is a very polished film. I mean, Marvel doesn't really let you down. What? Is that a real person? Oh, oh, no, no, no. It's because I'm a veteran and I'm being abused by Los Angeles, and I've been a victim of a hate crime. So I cry a lot about that. That I live in an area that is not receptive of the transgender community. So that could be why my eyes are a little red. But yeah, definitely movie magic. I mean, the CGI sequences are pretty and polished. I love it. I mean, I love his suit. The Captain America wingsuit is good. It's good. I almost wonder, like, what in the world happened to the Falcon suit, because what is that? Ah. That suit was there's no other way to say it. It's tactical. Oh, thank you, CT, for the concern. It's difficult for me because I'm trying to do a movie review, and I'm just not a normal person. I have PTSD for military sexual trauma, and going out in public is a huge ordeal. Like, I'm always triggered, and I want to be able to do regular things like go to movies and give reviews on them, give what I think about how the entertainment industry presents real world issues. So, throughout all my trauma and everything, I'm still going to continue trying. It's difficult, but I've got a service animal who sees me through most of it. So, well, I love when people say, just walk outside, man. Because when you say that, it depends on where you live. Like, if I lived in the middle of Vermont and I walked right out to the road and there wasn't a single car on it, and there was just farms all around me, just a bunch of trees, grass, a big meadow for me to walk through, that would be easy. I had to go through downtown LA to go see this movie in Hollywood. Now, when you think of Hollywood, you think of Hollywood actors. You don't think of Hollywood, because Hollywood is a shithole. Hollywood is a terrible place. Hollywood is the second coming of Skid Row. There's Skid Row, which is like a skid mark, but they don't call it that. They call it Skid Row instead because these people really do line up in a row. But Hollywood is nothing but where homeless people live because the Walk of Fame is there and people are going around with money. So the homeless people say, well, if they might feel inclined to drop a dollar there, then they do. Hollywood is a popular place. Look, you can have a homeless guy shitting in front of your store in Hollywood. People are going to still walk into your store. Why? Because it's Hollywood. I mean, I know that's not exactly a polite thing to say, and probably most people who are reviewing a movie wouldn't mention that, but like, this is where the El Capitan did a Marvel release. They did it in Hollywood. I mean, if I had any self respect, any self dignity, I would have gone to Disneyland and just said, let me see it at Disneyland because Disneyland keeps most of the riffraff out. Well, I've currently, I mean, I don't know if you're new to my channel, so let me explain again what's been going on for the last 4 days. So for the last, not 4 days, 5 days. For 4 or 5 days, I've been locked out of my own apartment. I haven't been eating well. I haven't been able to sleep in my own bed. Haven't been able to shower, and I had to pretty much stay up for 72 hours or more, just riding the bus, riding the train. And when I went to the wrong station, some Latino tried to sell me drugs and then assaulted me, called me names for being transgender. So I'm limping. I have a bad leg already from the Air Force, but now I'm limping even more because I had to fight for my life because the LA Metro wouldn't provide a call Metro security button for that platform. And you know what? That is normal. That's normal for most areas. New York, LA, Chicago, Miami, Oklahoma City. I don't care. If it's a city in America, this stuff happens. It happens to everyone. I still don't think it should, be a situation I should have been in. I should have been able to prepare for a movie premiere by staying indoors, getting sleep, having time to perfect my costume. Like, I'm surprised people even recognize me as Miles Morales because, like, I didn't have any time to do anything, so I literally just I came up with my own interpretation because he's Latino, he's black and Latino, Afro Afro Puerto Rican, I think, or yeah, Afro Puerto Rican, or is he Afro? Yeah, yeah. Either way, he's that, and I don't know. Like every time he's been rendered, it's always been he's like super black, and there's no Latin blood in him whatsoever. Like I don't know. Like from the drawings, there's no Latin blood in him, from anything. So I said, well, no. If I'm gonna do Miles Morales, I'm gonna do because I am Latino. I'm mixed with that. So my mix is I take after my father. My father is Latino and proud. So I do more of a Latin take on the Miles Morales character. I agree with you, but sometimes you have to be pragmatic and say if the universe is doing everything to mess with you when it comes to trying to go out and do something, then like maybe change. Like if this wasn't a Marvel film that I was talking about, but some other film like Smile 2. Smile 2 also has well, if you could see it in theaters, you could see it through Amazon Prime or, some sort of video on demand. And you could see it in the safety of your own apartment. Like, that's an option. But Marvel films, you want to see it on a giant screen. No fighting in the chat. CT, if this person wants to be rude, they can be rude. They didn't serve in the military. They don't know. If you didn't serve, you don't know. You don't know what that's like. PTSD stops me from doing a lot. It stops me from going to the movies. It stops me from going to restaurants. It stops me from dating. It stops me from talking to people, just in general. The only way that I can talk to people is through this. Because other times, I still talk to people, but I can only talk to them if it's an emergency. Otherwise, like, there's just no way I would do it. Case in point, I'm on the subway and, a woman comes up to me, is that seat taken? And to anybody else, that would seem like, oh, well, sit your fat ass down and shut the fuck up. There's your seat, bitch. Enjoy. It would just be that simple. But for me, because I have PTSD, it's just weird, and it takes this creepy connotation, because it's just, if you were really tired, if you were really exhausted, and I never am of the type of, you can't sit next to me. It's, you can't sit next to me, but you can sit there. Which doesn't really make sense, but like, if somebody wants to sit next to me, it's just like, have the seat. Have the seat. I'd rather stand on my bad legs than have you shoving your body up against mine for no good reason. Because that's the kind of creepiness that guys do to girls all the time, and girls just go, they smile over that, because they don't want to say, I'm offended. They don't want to come off like a bitch. They don't want to do any of that. I'm a transgender dude. So if I feel uncomfortable and this person is being rude about it, I will bring it to their face. If they are just being invasive, guess what? There's a seat. Please enjoy. That's what PTSD does to me. I can't take people being nice to me sometimes, because it comes off of, well, what do you want from me? I mean, like, case in point, I was at the VA, and this cell phone that I'm using for this podcast, I had to request from the VA to get a government phone so I could have a phone that I could use. And in the middle of filling out the paperwork, the female who took me to a private room, not like 1 foot away from the waiting room, but it's a private room, and she leans into me and says, you're very handsome. You should be an actor. Now, to anybody else, that would seem like neither here nor there. I mean, thank you for the compliment. Thank you for telling me I'm attractive. To me, that's, what the fuck does that have to do with getting a cell phone? Like, I'm a veteran. It's in my file. So before you came down here, you read my file. You know that I have PTSD from military sexual trauma. You should know that people from military sexual trauma do not take social cues the same way as other people. So even if you meant well, or trying to enlighten me to the fact that one episode of SVU could pave the way to a SAG credit, which could lead to an Oscar someday, I don't know. That's important to other people. Like, if you come to my chat and you come to know me, you know that I am deeper than what acting can do for me. But thank you, CT. And, once again, I appreciate the support. Don't fight in the chats because it's it's not worth it. I mean, if somebody disagrees with what's going on or misinterprets, something that I'm experiencing, I can't change somebody's mind over that. But thank you. I mean, I always appreciate an opportunity to talk about these issues because people, they don't know veterans that well because veterans tend to keep to themselves or they're stuck in alcoholism or drugs. So I use this podcast to say, this is what a veteran looks like. This is what they deal with after going through military service. CT, just take some time for yourself. I always appreciate you in my chat. And the next time that we have a chat, it'll most likely be a sing along. So hope to see you there. But yeah, the movie was super triggering for me because it was all about duplicity and the Air Force was all over it. And the Air Force sexually abused me. The Air Force physically injured me, so I can't walk properly. But seeing it in a film and, seeing that sometimes they're the bad guys, I don't know. I want to say Marvel, gave me a moment to cathartically deal with it in a way that was not destructive. My PTSD was dealt with in a way that was not destructive. So I chose the right movie to go to. No spoilers alert there. I'm the only person who laughed out loud at certain points. That was super awkward. But all in all, I just wanted to say that I like the film and I don't know, I really should do another review of it later when more people have seen it because then I could just break down the movie. Because there are a lot of things that I just want to talk about more. But I'm going to say that it's definitely a great film and it opens the door to what I hope is going to be an even better film, Thunderbolts. Because I love all things Buck and Bucky Barnes is in this one. Thunderbolts, I mean. Ting. So I'm looking forward to that. And I actually am looking forward to Fantastic Four. The more I see of it, the more I want. So that was my review for Marvel's Captain America Brave New World. It's a great film. I'm Ian Iliana. I usually do the I Hate LA, Love Me Anyway podcast. I'm going to close this review for now and then do a breakdown for it in about 2 to 3 days, I guess. So maybe by Monday I'll have a breakdown of it. Give people the weekend to completely see the film before I start spoiling everything completely. So my next podcast, I think will be a sing-along. So if you can, join me on that one. All right. Bye now.